life-threatening. If there's one overall point I want you to take away from this segment, just know that Springtrap is much more dangerous and can get to your office quicker when he's in the upper half of the map versus the lower half of the map. Now knowing what camera range we should keep Springtrap in, how can we track him? You'll notice that your audio and cameras fail quite a lot in Aggressive Nightmare. You only get 2 audio lures before you have to reboot, and you barely get any camera time. Fortunately, even when your cameras have an error, you can still accurately determine where Springtrap is, given that he's on the bottom half of the map. This is because of audio cues and camera cues. A common theme in the FANF games is that they won't show any movement until a jump scare to entice the scare of the jump scare, instead choosing to have the cameras go static or glitch out to indicate movement. This is still the case in FNAF 3. This prominent static shows that Springtrap has moved. In this demonstration here, I have the radar cheat turned on to show Springtrap's movement.
Actually, let me play around with the radar one, just cause. Let's see how fast this fucker moves, chat.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
There we go. What if we keep him here?
Hello?
What? How did this man just teleport? How did this man just teleport out of nowhere, bro? What the fuck? Hold on.
The red and white dot here indicates where he is. Back to cam 1. If you're close enough to the end of the night, it's progress. Throughout this commentary, I'll pause whenever I think a strategy needs to be explained. I'll also be speeding it up and slowing it down at places where nothing is really happening or a lot of things are happening at once.
Hello?
Here, I want to get the cameras rebooted as fast as possible.
I don't know. I think my method's. I think that we can just need some good RNG. That's it. Please let me be done with this so I can do FNAF 5 quickly, and then once I'm done with FNAF 5, then we don't have to worry about anything but Where is he at?
Hello? Hi.
Like, wow. He wasn't even like 2 seconds in the fucking vents. Jesus. Okay, so I see now what he's talking about. I see now what he's talking about. Oh, hold on, let me change the let me change the stream name because we already beat FANF 5. There we go.
Since Springtrap is in the upper half of the map. This is a risky move since the Cam 10 vent isn't sealed right now, but it's so F3. Everyone says 3 is easier.
So no audio lures? Yo. What the fuck? How true is this?
If you're struggling with aggressive nightmare mode in FNAF 3, here's how I beat it
Okay, one
without
second,
even
chat.
using the audio
I'm
lure
gonna make
once.
some food.
I'll have a proof of concept running in the background while I explain the strategy. Now this was relayed to me by Mr. Benji on Twitch, also known as Dusk. I claim no credit for discovering this. I'm not sure I could have discovered this by myself, honestly. Counterintuitive as it is, this strategy is consistent as long as you are a quick clicker. I'll explain the strategy itself first, and then give as best of an explanation for how it works afterwards. During the first hour, flip the camera back and forth every 3 seconds or so. That is, wait 3 seconds, rapidly open then close the monitor, and repeat. Until 1 AM, phantoms cannot spawn, and Springy can't enter vents. Optionally, you can use this time to change the vent cam and shut a vent of your choice, however this isn't necessary. Once 1 AM hits, keep an eye out for Phantom Freddy. If Springy gets to the window before Freddy, reset. Once Fred shows up, keep the monitor down. After not using the monitor/maintenance panel for 3 seconds, Freddy will jump scare you. Now you're going to want to time a ventilation restart after he moves to jump scare, but before he hits. This restarts the ventilation even with the panel down. After this, return to the 3-second flip process and keep an eye on your left. After enough time, Springtrap will run from the left of your office to the right, behind the monitor. You have now entered the strategy's endgame. You're now on an endless 8-second cycle of camera flips. Your timing should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, flip 8. The up should be in the 7th second, and the flip down by the 8th. So like 7 up, down, 8. As quick as you can. Now simply repeat this for the remaining 4 to 5 minutes of the night. Now, here's my guess as to how this works. Firstly, to be clear, each hour in this game is 1 minute long. So, you have 6 minutes to survive, maximum 5 minutes from endgame. Having a timer active is very helpful to keep track of your 8-second cycles. Freddy seems to keep showing up throughout the night unless he jump scares you earlier. He shows up the less you use the camera, which is why we do 3-second cycles in the first hour. More camera use seems positively correlated with him not showing up before Springy. In my case on screen, Foxy got me first, but as long as you do the reset Freddy combo, by the time Springy comes by, you'll be okay. Ventilation goes out either by being jump scared or by not using the cameras often enough. This is why we do the 8-second cycle towards the end. Springtrap can't attack or move from anywhere that you can see him unless you open a screen or your screen goes black from ventilation/jump scares. This includes behind the window, in the doorway, or behind you in the office. 8 seconds seems to be the perfect amount of time to balance keeping the ventilation alive without risking Springy too often. Further, it seems Springtrap requires a roughly 0.75 second duration of panels being open to be able to attack, which allows for his animations to play fully. The phantoms of BB, Puppet, Chica, Mangle, and Foxy, mostly, are entirely ignored. As you saw, there's a chance Foxy will appear before you start the strat, but the rest will never be a problem in the slightest as long as you never go look at their cameras, and Foxy won't get you post-Freddy because you never look to the left. Hopefully this helps someone complete this night if you've been struggling with the conventional way. Let me just add, if this is the method that you use to beat this night, you have officially beaten this game. As long as you aren't using cheats and hacks, whether in-game or external, you beat this game by capitalizing on its mechanics working as intended. Never let anybody say that you haven't finished this game. Alright, I hope this helped. Have a great day. God bless.
Are we... That's it? That's the whole thing? So he does it by intervals? What else do we got? I'm eating a whole cucumber, by the way, chat. I love cucumbers. I just eat them like that.
Hello, hello. Today, I'm here to present you all with a new FNAF 3 strategy that should be very effective, given perfect play. Now, I say new strategy, however, this is an improved and revised strategy that was originally created by the Bones 5 during the FNAF lock, so I've taken that strategy and built upon it with new discoveries and optimizations to make it as best as it possibly could be. Now, with my revisions, I can confidently say that by simply closing one vent and staring at one camera for the entire night, you will have full map control. You will always know where Springtrap is. Now, I know that sounds like a bold-faced lie, but I can confidently say that you will have full map control. You will always know where Springtrap is, no matter what. Now, what you won't have 100% control over is Springtrap himself. You will be able to decently keep him at bay, but obviously with the audio lures not being 100% and him being able to move literally anywhere, we can't fully control him, only try our best. With the revisions as well, Phantom Freddy no longer becomes a problem. So now we don't need to get jump scared by him to remove the danger noise, as the danger noise is integral to the strategy, and now we have a way of navigating around him. So with all of that being said, first, let me give you a full explanation of the map. Now obviously, we all know how the FNAF 3 map looks like. So it has little small details that you may or may not know about, so I think this is a good place to start. The main FNAF 3 map consists of 16 squares, and then 5 additional spaces dedicated to the vents. Now I did draw a sketch of the map, along with all of Springtrap's movement paths, but looking at the sketch, it's absolute dog ass. Like, tell me if you can make anything out of this. So, I got my friend MangoCat10 to draw me a new map. She managed to decipher my hieroglyphs, and then convert the map into this cleaner, nicer, and simplified version to make talking about this much easier. Much thanks to her for making it for me. Here, the big things that I want to point out is the very big obvious one, which is that between cameras 5 and 4, Springtrap cannot be lured,